Follow us this week as we try to buy some really cool vintage Rolex, Adam Arpigay, and Omega. Hey everybody, Adam here from Menta Watches. Welcome back to the channel. This week we visit our dear friends over at Max Time and Diamonds again, as Max gave us a call and said he had some really cool vintage watches to show us. Let's go take a look. Good to see you, bro.
My boy, how
Thanks
are
for
you?
calling.
Of course.
Dude, I love it when you get all these vintage watches from overseas in, because I get the call.
Yeah.
What do we got today? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 watches.
Yes.
Little light today.
Little light.
But you got a bunch of modern.
Yes, we got modern.
Okay, so I see 2 Submariners, a Sea Dweller. Let's get to those last. Cool AP. Oh, cool date, and a little Speedmaster. I'm gonna start with the Speedmaster.
Sure.
Okay, because this is a Speedmaster reduced. I don't remember the reference number. You know,
3511.50.
Okay, I think these are really cool watches. I think they're slept on because it's a Speedmaster you could get for under $2,000.
Yep.
It's not the full jumbo size. It's a little bit different. It has the date, etc. But it has beautiful patina because this is still like what, a 90s watch, I think. I generally don't sell a lot of them, so this might not be for me. But I don't even know the market. But these are under $2,000, right?
Yeah,
This is super cool. I mean,
So
where can you get like an Omega Speedmaster automatic watch chronograph for under $2,000?
Don't forget serviced also.
Yeah, with a watchmaker back there. These are watches that, like, it's a watch that you buy for, what do you ask them, $1,800 for it, you know, and something you're never going to lose a lot of money on. You get an Omega, you get like an entryway into vintage chronograph, you know, a major brand without like really killing yourself. And for me, the size is perfect because I got smaller wrists. I'm wearing a 41mm Blancpain right now.
Which is big for you.
Which is big for me, but this is my favorite dive watch of all time. I just got it in, so I was very excited. It's a civilian-issued mil-spec, so the mil-spec were military specification watches.
Sure.
Dive watches. They were so popular, they started making them for the civilian market. They were sold in stores like Abercrombie and Fitch, back when Abercrombie was cool. But anyways, getting back to the watches at hand here. Okay, so I might have somebody in mind for it, but probably not a watch I want to stock. Let's go to this one.
Yeah,
I saw it briefly. It's running, but the hands don't move, but luckily you have a watchmaker.
Correct.
You're fresh off the boat. I know you haven't had time to service it yet, but this is something interesting. It looks like a normal date model. It looks like it has a little wear around the dial. It's co-signed.
Correct.
Serpico and Lino. So Serpico and Lino was a retailer out of Caracas, Venezuela. Important thing to look for on these watches when you see these co-signed dials is the case back, because you want to make sure on these Serpico watches, it was very faint, it was very light, so a lot of times it's polished off. If it says S&L Acero, so this is a steel watch, so Acero means steel. On the gold watches, it'll have just like a specific hallmark, like a giant hallmark. When they have it, it's a huge bonus. It's not a deal breaker if it doesn't, but it's way better for the provenance of the watch if it does. And let's loop it. It does. S&L Acero, which is right there. Very, very light, which is why a lot of them don't have it anymore. This one does. I haven't popped the bracelet, but it's got a 72 bracelet, which looks original to the watch. So I'm assuming this watch is produced right around there. Actually, it might be a little bit earlier because it's a Swiss style, so radium. So the bracelet might be later. Really cool watch. And if I buy this from you, you'll have it serviced, right? All right, cool. Yeah, let's put this aside. I'm definitely interested in that. Okay, Adam Arpigay.
Yes.
Smaller size, 33mm. So I'm going to assume this is quartz.
Yes.
So these are awesome watches because you're getting a Royal Oak. It's not a huge size, so you have to have a smaller wrist or be comfortable wearing a 33mm watch. But they're like not very expensive. You can get them right around the 10, 12K mark.
Yep.
And this one is like a super cool tropical dial. So the dial is aged from blue to brown. And it's really even and nice. Wow. Really cool watch. You know if it's working? Again, you'll have your watch.
No, it is.
Yeah, case is sharp, looks unpolished. Bracelet's been used, but it's nice.
For its age, I thought it was very acceptable.
Dude, I mean, again, where can you get a steel Royal Oak that has the classic look for that kind of money?
100%. And it's nice and thin, which is really nice.
Yeah. So it's a perfect watch for guys with smaller wrists, ladies, whoever. You know, I would wear a watch like this. I have worn watches like this. And it's during an era that was interesting. You know, people, for the longest time, you know, in the watch world were like, you know, crapping all over quartz watches. Like, oh, quartz, don't want it. And now it's like you look at guys like giants like F.P. Journe, you know, creating the Elegante, and everybody's like, I want a quartz watch again.
And you can't get them.
And you can't get them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other brands doing similar stuff. And look at watches like the Louis Vuitton Monterey 2, which is like so popular now. It's Louis Vuitton's second watch ever made that Tyler, the creator, was wearing, and a bunch of people are promoting now that Louis Vuitton's trying to up their watch game, which they've been doing a great job at.
Yeah.
And that's a quartz watch also with an IWC quartz movement, one of the most popular watches in the market right now. So I think people are finally coming back around and respecting that 80s, 90s timeline where quartz was the quartz crisis, where everybody was kind of looking for better ways to make a watch more reliable, but watch lovers didn't really, this day and age didn't really agree with it because it wasn't mechanical. But people are coming back around. You have like the Rolex Texano and Oyster quartzes that are very popular again. Yeah, very cool watch. I love the dial.
It's great.
I love how it aged.
Yeah.
Just beautiful. And for the price point for an Audemars Piguet, like, you can't beat it. It's the guy who's going to be fixing the watches after I buy them, right?
That's right.
Okay, cool. So let's put these two to the side for now. We have 3 sports Rolex. Let's start with the most basic one. This looks like a reference 16600 Sea Dweller.
Yep.
I love these watches.
Yeah.
Why? Because it is, I think, the cheapest tritium dial sapphire price point watch you could get into in the Rolex world. And because it's a 16600 and not a 1660666, they're even cheaper,
Correct.
And it's essentially the same watch. This one looks really nice.
Case.
Nice case.
Condition,
Yeah, beautiful dial, beautiful patina. No marks on the dial. Yeah, and these are like an 8K and under price point. I'm assuming if you're asking more, I won't buy it. So yeah, I think this is, we talk a lot on the channel about like first vintage watch. And it's a lot of the times I'm recommending sapphire stuff from the 80s, 90s, sapphire, the neo vintage, because it's a great way to get your feet wet without worrying about cracking a plastic crystal or the reliability of the watch, but you still get the look. Because look at this, it has beautiful, creamy patina.
Sure.
And it's a watch that you can still wear, go diving with if you really wanted to, get it wet, and not have to worry too much about screwing it up because parts are available. If you mess up the dial, maybe you don't get the same exact patina, but they're around. This watch can be restored. Whereas these next 2 watches,
I wouldn't.
you mess them up, there's no going back.
Sure.
So let's start with the later watch, because this is for sure earlier. We have a red Submariner, reference 1680, the first date model Submariner. Looks from afar. Look how I love that crystal.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Dude, that's the original crystal. There's a nice dent in it. This is a fresh off the boat watch. Probably hasn't been serviced or opened in a long time. Original 72 bracelet.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's the question of the hour though is, case looks nice too. Thick case with bevels. The question of the hour though is, how's the dial?
Dial is nice. There are a little bit of issues, but it's still a gorgeous dial.
Let's see what the issues could possibly be. I don't see many issues. A couple very light things, but this is pretty well preserved, especially considering the condition of the crystal. The patina is beautiful. Original tritium lume dial and hands. It is a Mark IV dial.
Yep.
We know it's Mark IV because it's feet first, not meters first. And the easiest way to tell is if you look at the Submariner, there is a layer of white underneath. It's very subtle. Mark I and Mark VI have closed 6s in the 660 depth rating, so it's not 6. And 5 is just straight red. That's the easiest way to kind of remember if you want. I love the bezel too. That's the original fat font bezel, ghosted. Like,
it looks
naturally
great.
Ghosted.
Yeah.
This is a nice watch.
Yeah.
This is a very cool watch. Very honest piece too, but like really well
We
preserved.
decided just to leave that crystal. We thought it would be
Yeah. Eventually, if I buy it, I'm gonna have to replace the crystal.
Sure,
but I'll probably include it. Let's get it serviced, get it right. But yeah, I don't see any damage on the dial. It's nice. There's a couple small little things, but it's overall really well preserved. No lume, floating around the dial. Nothing cracked. There's very light crack to the minute hand, but it's normal. Nice watch.
Sharp. Yeah.
Nice scotch. Very cool. And we don't have any red subs left in stock.
So it's perfect for it.
Perfect. Yeah, we need one. Just got to clean this bad boy up.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, you can see the original bevels on the case. Heavily worn, but possibly unpolished.
Honestly worn.
Honestly worn. Yeah, whoever owned this watch, it's been used and enjoyed for many, many years. Okay, now this is an interesting watch. We have an early gilt dial Submariner. I'm going to say, because it's an exclamation dial, which is the little lume dot under the 6 marker, when Rolex was transitioning away from radium to tritium, that it's circa 6263. It is 81 serial. Let's open the case back. It's nice and loose. 1962, third quarter. So this is an interesting watch because it's an early gilt Submariner. They call these chapter ring PCG case pointed crown guards right here. Has chapter ring on the outside, exclamation. Original long 5 insert, really nice condition. Let's see how the dial is. Most important thing on these, well, all these watches is really the dial. That looks nice. The hands appear to have been color matched, which is what it is, but they're the original hands. Usually the easiest way to tell is the minute hand getting all the way to the chapter ring right there. There's other things as well,
Sure.
whether they're curved hands, etc. Somebody reloomed the hands in the past though, which is fine. You know, probably the loom was all gone, so they wanted to make it aesthetically look nice. But the loom on the dial is beautiful. Really, really nice watch. What's the case? Nice thick case. It's a nice watch. These are really special watches, and there was a point in time where these 50s and 60s early gilt dial stuff was like all the rage in vintage Rolex world.
Sure.
It's cooled off over the last couple of years as collecting trends, you know, kind of change, but it's like a great time for people who were priced out of these to get in now at a cheaper price point. And I know you buy in bulk from overseas, so you probably got a good deal on this, so I'm hoping you could sell it to me for a good deal, but we'll find out. It's a really nice watch.
Yeah. I thought it was a good example.
Yeah, you got some nice vintage stuff in today.
Yeah.
All right, so let me go through some of your modern stuff after film, because we don't care about modern so much on this channel.
Sure.
And then we'll see if we can put together a package like last time.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome, dude.
Well, thank you, Adam. I appreciate it.
Yeah, cool. Keep them coming.
Yeah, I will.
I hope you enjoyed that video. We got to pick up some really nice watches from Max, and we always thank him for calling us first on these watches. We will link his information below if you're interested in any of his modern watches or jewelry. As always, thank you for your support, and please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Anything you can do to help us grow the channel a little bit more. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.